Probably should have done this before being live, but okay. Amateur stuff. Today is the 12th of January 2026. It is 5:30, I think 5:40 a.m. in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the country that I am now legally in. And I have come here of my own free will without any subsidy from any government organization. And I'm here to work as a doctor in the National Health Service. And I hope I do a good job. I hope I can exceed expectations in a good way. Hello, Mom. Thank you for joining. So this is a daily exercise to try to connect with my family back home in India and an attempt to answer their questions. Today is the beginning of the week, Monday. So I'm excited about what the week has in store for me. There are a few things that I would like to be sorted by the end of this week. And I would obviously have a lot of things to learn on the professional front. So yesterday was also spent indoors completely. It was Sunday. I spent it completely indoors. And Saturday also I was completely indoors. So it was the first weekend that I have spent completely indoors. I got to know the people in this building a little bit better. I had dinner 2 days in succession, which is new. And I had food that I'm familiar with from India. The second restaurant I ordered from had more of Indian tasting Indian food, if that's the right way to describe it. It was quite good. I'm quite happy with the quality of food in restaurants in this part of the world. Very, very happy with it. So yes, it was. Every day is a learning curve for me. Every day I learn something new, and I hope this week is as good, if not better, than the previous 3-4 weeks have been. I've been here since 18th December 2025. So you do the math regarding how long I've been here. I'll just get some housekeeping rules in order to ensure the chat. Okay. Hello Rajnath ji. Hello. Hello mom. Kiju question tagle koro. All messages. Hello Rajnath ji. See if there is anything else. Yep. Okay. So all the checks are in place. So the plan is, as you can probably see, so I have got all the warm clothes ready. That's the overcoat, that's the woolen cap, muffler, gloves, muffler, woolen cap, and overcoat. In the distance you can see my backpack and my umbrella. So I've got all that packed. Once the live stream is completed, I will put them on, and I'm already wearing my shoes and socks, and I'll start walking to the hospital. That is the plan. मैं अच्छा हूँ. आप कैसे हो राजनाथ जी? आप कैसे हो? मैं सब यहाँ तो सब ठीक ही है. आप बताइए आप कैसे हो? सब ठीक है? Hello Ma. Hello. So Mom has joined, and Rajnath ji has joined. Will you have regular weekend offs, or you can be called for duty? That depends upon the weekend. I don't think so. I'll have more clarity about that in future. But yes, see, the basic rule that applies everywhere is that diseases don't work like employees in well-regulated organizations. Diseases can happen at any time of the day, on any day of the week. on any week of the month, on any month of the year, on any year of your life. So if a person is ill on the weekend, he or she would want to be seen by a doctor. And I am a doctor, so theoretically, yes, I can be called on weekends. It just is logical. How often will I be called during the weekend? That is something I am not yet aware of, but I do expect to be called during the weekend. Yes, I do. Maybe not every weekend, but it is in the nature of our job as a doctor that I can be called at any time of the day, on any day of the week. So, even in the middle of the night, you know. So it is, that's the nature of the job. So I will not be surprised, and I will not be, I would be expecting that, to be honest. जी हम अच्छे हैं. तो वही राजनाथ जी को तो बहुत अच्छी तरह से पता है कि रात के आधी रात को भी फ़ोन आ सकता है, सुबह 4 बजे भी फ़ोन आ सकता है, जब भी फ़ोन आएगा जाना पड़ेगा. राजनाथ जी को तो पता ही है. राजनाथ जी का भी लाइफ वैसा बन गया था. अभी राजनाथ जी बहुत आराम से है, इतना तकलीफ नहीं होता. Don't be so philosophical. Okay, I will not be philosophical. Short answer is yes then. I will not be philosophical. और बताइए, और क्या सवाल है? So the reason I came online at 5:40 को मैं ऑनलाइन इस वजह से आया क्योंकि 5:40 ऑनलाइन आने से 6:30 बजे तक बात कर सकते हैं और 7 बजे मैं निकल जाता हूँ, तो आधा घंटे का एक बफर मिलता है एक बार चेक करने के लिए कि कुछ भूल तो नहीं रहा हूँ, क्योंकि अक्सर 1-2 चीज़ मैं भूल जाता हूँ. कभी छाता भूल जाता हूँ, कभी वाटर बॉटल भूल जाता हूँ. तो वो सब एक फाइनल चेक के लिए आधा घंटा ज़रूरी होता है. Transport for what? Transport for traveling to the hospital during the weekend or at night? I don't know. So again, it is quite well regulated here, so I don't really expect there to be any problems. One thing that I have heard is that whenever I am supposed to arrive on a short notice, that time I will be made aware of. Say on 29th January, I am supposed to be always on my toes for 24 hours. I'm just giving you an example. This is hypothetical. তো 29th জানুয়ারি যে কোনো সময় আমার কাছে ফোন আসতে পারে, আমাকে হসপিটাল যেতে হতে পারে. তো 29th জানুয়ারি আমার হসপিটালে একটা অনকল রুম বুক করার ব্যবস্থা আছে. সেটা অবশ্য আগে থেকে আমাকে বুক করে রাখতে হবে, আগে থেকে ইমেল করে রাখতে হবে যে এই তারিখে আমার অনকল রুম চাই. তো 24 আওয়ার্স জন্য হসপিটালের ভেতরেই আমাকে একটা রুম দিয়ে দেওয়া হবে. সেই রুম থেকে হসপিটালে যাতায়াত কোনো ব্যাপার নয়, হসপিটালের ভেতরেই ওটা. তো সেই সুবিধাটা আছে. সেটা আরজি করেও ছিল, সব হাসপাতালেই ছিল. সুমনদা, হ্যালো সুমনদা, হ্যালো. What did I do? I did not do anything worthy of mention here. I think the thumbnail of the video shows that in the morning at around 4 a.m. I washed the formal shirts. In the afternoon I went and checked, and by the time it was I think 1 p.m. all the shirts were dry. So I brought them back upstairs into my room, and then I ordered lunch, delivery lunch, which was delivered to my room instead of the doorstep. So I had it inside my room, which is great. And then I think I watched a few videos, and then Ordered dinner from an Indian restaurant. The lunch was from pizza place, Domino's, and dinner was from an Indian place, a different Indian restaurant, which I think makes better food than the previous one that I'd ordered on Saturday. And so yes, Saturday, Sunday I had delivery food, which is something I will not do in the till I get my next salary. Yeah, so that was it. I went to sleep at around 9 p.m. 9 बजे सोने चले गए और सुबह 3 बजे नींद टूट गया. 9 से 3 ठीक ही है, 6 घंटे सो गए. फिर रेडी होके लाइव स्ट्रीम. That is how it is. Mom is very tense about your night duty. না, নাইট ডিউটি নিয়ে টেনশন করার কি আছে? তো সি দ্য ডিউটি ইজ দ্য সেম. পেশেন্ট তো সব জায়গায় সেমই আছে. যে রোগ নিয়ে পেশেন্টরা কলকাতা, দুর্গাপুর, রঘুনাথপুরে আসতো, আসানসোলে আসতো, সেই রোগ নিয়ে এখানেই আসছে শুধু. আর চিকিৎসাও সেম, হয়তো টেকনিকটা স্লাইটলি ডিফারেন্ট, হয়তো এখানে চিকিৎসার মান একটু অন্যরকম, চিকিৎসা প্রদান করার সিস্টেম আলাদা, একটু অন্যরকম, কম্পিউটারাইজড পুরোটা. তো যে ইনস্ট্রুমেন্টগুলো এখানে ইউজ করে তারা একটু স্লাইটলি আলাদা, কিন্তু 90% ইজ সেম. তো সেটা টেনশন করার কিছু নেই. I can order books, yes. But there's, I think I've said this before. My bank account in the UK is completely ready. The only thing missing from it is money. So, I keep looking at my bank account 0.00, and that is not a good balance to look at. So yeah, once I have money, maybe I will order books. Good morning, Baba. Good morning. Good afternoon for you, I think. No, it's still morning for you, I think. 12টা বেজেছে. সুমনদা কেমন আছো? দীঘা কেমন ঘুরেছো সুমনদা? দীঘা ভালো ঘুরেছো? পবনজি আছে? না, পবনজিকে দেখছি না. ওকে, কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন মিস করেছি কিনা দেখে নিই একবার. না, কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন মিস করিনি. 5 জন শুনছে. 5 জন মানে কে হবে? বাবা, মা, মাম, রাজনাথজি আর সুমনদা, তাই হবে. বলো, কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে করো. कोई सवाल है? कोई सवाल? Does the family want to know something? Nation wants to know, chalo. Family wants to know something. That can be the recurring title of the live stream. Family wants to know. Didn't they give you any advance they were supposed to know? So there is a provision for that. I can apply for an advance and they will give it. I have not applied for it. सवाल पर सवाल. हाँ, करो. सवाल कहाँ है? सवाल तो नहीं आ रहा है. सिर्फ सवाल की आशा, अमन की आशा, सवाल की आशा. सवाल कहाँ है? Anyway, है कोई सवाल? है कोई? Anyway, so অ্যাডভান্সের সিস্টেমটা আছে, অ্যাপ্লাই করলেই দিয়ে দেবে. সেটা আমাকে রিপে করতে পারি আমি ওভার 3 months, ওভার 4 months. যে ওই সামটা ওরা প্রত্যেকটা স্যালারিতে কাটতে থাকবে. তো আমি অ্যাপ্লাই তো করিনি. যদি সেরকম ডেসপারেট টাইমস হয়ে যায়, তো ডেসপারেট টাইমস উইল কল ফর ডেসপারেট মেজার্স, দেন আই উইল অ্যাপ্লাই ফর অ্যাডভান্স. কিন্তু সেরকম পরিস্থিতি এখনও তৈরি হয়নি. তৈরি হতে পারে. যদি ফ্রাইডে অবধি তৈরি হয়ে যায়, then I will apply. Otherwise, I won't. I kind of feel almost like a sailor stranded in the middle of an ocean. Again, my mother said in the beginning of the live stream not to be philosophical, but I can't help but be philosophical. I feel like a sailor stranded in the middle of the ocean. I'm surrounded with water, but not a drop to drink. Not that I have oceans of money, but I have some money in my Indian bank accounts, which is practically useless here. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a tough situation, but I'm sure it will be fine soon. I will not be applying for advance. Not yet anyway. I'll wait for a few days and then we'll see. কি সে সওয়ালটা কি? চান করেছি, চুল আঁচড়েছি, দাঁত মেজেছি, নতুন জামা কাপড় পরে নিয়েছি, আর কি ক্রিম লাগিয়েছি। So I don't know. Those are the usual questions. হাত ধুয়ে নিয়েছি, আর কি কোয়েশ্চেন? আর কি কোয়েশ্চেন? রুমাল নিয়ে নিয়েছি। কোয়েশ্চেনটা কি? বুঝতে পারছি না কি কোয়েশ্চেন। তো just to tell people, I did laundry 3 times over the weekend. 3 বার। প্রথমবার কালার ক্লোথস, শর্টস, সক্স, টি শার্টস, তারপরে হোয়াইটস, স্যান্ডো গেঞ্জি আর মোজা, না মোজা না, স্যান্ডো গেঞ্জি আর রুমাল, আর থার্ড লোড ছিল হচ্ছে ফর্মাল শার্টস। পুরোটাই খুব সুন্দরভাবে কাচা হয়েছে, সব সুন্দরভাবে শুকিয়ে গেছে, একদম ইজি প্রসেস। তো লন্ড্রি নিয়ে আর কোনো চিন্তা নেই আমার। খাবার অর্ডার করাও আমি শিখে গেছি, সেই অর্ডারটা পে করাও আমি শিখে গেছি, কার্ড পেমেন্ট। তো সেই দিক দিয়ে কাজ করছে। তো দুটো যেটা নতুন জিনিস শিখেছি হচ্ছে খাবার অর্ডার করা আর লন্ড্রি করা। এগুলো অবশ্যই আমি ইন্ডিয়াতে প্রচুর খাবার অর্ডার করেছি, কিন্তু এখানে প্রথম অর্ডার করলাম। তো দুটো জিনিস যেটা আগে আমি করিনি কোনো দিন ইউকেতে, সেটা আমি এই উইকেন্ডে করলাম। ব্যাস, এবার এই আজ থেকে ফ্রাইডে অবধি কিছু প্রফেশনাল টার্গেটস আমার আছে, যেগুলো আমি লিখে রেখেছি যাতে ভুলে না যাই। সেগুলো চেষ্টা করব যাতে সফল হয়, কার্যসিদ্ধি হয়। মৌচাক, মৌচাক মৌচাক কি আমি জানি না, এত বাংলা সিনেমা আমি দেখিনি। Say something about Trump's tantrums. Next laundry date. This is a good question. I have thought about. This is the cupboard. So this section has warm clothes and shirts. Yeah, washed shirts and warm clothes. This section, middle section, has socks, some clothes that I've never worn even once, some warm clothes that I've never worn even once, and washed স্যান্ডো গেঞ্জি অ্যান্ড রুমাল। সেটা এই সেকশনে থাকে। এই সেকশনে, লাস্ট সেকশন, সেখানে ওপরের দিকে ওয়াশড শর্টস অ্যান্ড স্টাফ আই ওয়্যার ইনডোর্স, আর নিচের সেকশনটা খালি। সো নিচের সেকশনে আমি যেটা রাখবো সেটা হচ্ছে স্টাফ দ্যাট আই নিড টু ওয়াশ। যেরকম আজকে এটা পরে নিয়েছি, এটা এসে ফিরে এসে ওখানে চলে যাবে নিচের সেকশনে। যখন দেখবো যে অনেকটা জমে গেছে তখন ওয়াশ করব। সো মাই প্ল্যান ইজ টু ওয়াশ এভরি স্যাটারডে। I will try to do laundry every Saturday. So to have a predictable routine for my own mind. So I'll not wait for the laundry load to become unmanageable and then go for laundry. I will try to do laundry every Saturday. That is the plan. Let's see. হ্যাঁ, কার্ড ইউজ করতে পারছি, which is good. What is the term banana statement? Don't tell me to look Google. I want to hear it from you. Banana statement নয়, banana republic. Banana state, yeah, banana republic. So it's very simple actually. Now, I don't remember the exact country. I don't want to get the name of the country wrong on YouTube because people can watch it from that country. So I will not name a country. But there was a country or a group of countries from Central America. They were renowned for their banana crops. They could grow lots of bananas. And bananas are really enjoyed as a cereal or as breakfast by the Americans. They love banana in their cereals and their breakfast. So there was an American company, a fruit company from America, which would import these bananas from these Central American countries and sell in America. So it was very important that they had a steady supply of bananas from these Central American countries for the bottom line of the American fruit company. So it's almost like the East India Company. What they did is they realized that they need a stable supply at at comfortable cost, comfortable rate. So what they did is they started controlling the government of these countries. The American company started controlling the governments of these banana growing or banana exporting countries. So they became banana republics because that was their main export, bananas, and their governments were controlled by the American company or the American state, and that is why they became banana republics. It has nothing to do with the Hindi word banana, because when I was growing up, I used to think banana republic means we are trying to make a republic. Republic banana hai. That's not it. Banana republic comes from the fruit banana, which was the most important export of certain Central American countries, and they were mostly exporting to the US, and there was an American fruit company which became incredibly powerful, and so powerful that they could influence the way the government worked, influence the way the entire country would work, and that is why those countries were called banana republics. So I hope I've answered that question. দেখেছিস starring Ranjit Molli, Uttam Kumar Baldada. I know the star cast and all that. I don't remember the movie. Shoe polish, yes. So shoe polish is a thing I was thinking about yesterday. Just yesterday I was thinking about that. So maybe I will buy it. Maybe I will buy it from Tesco. But then mostly I'm wearing the Reebok shoes. So yeah, that is something I've thought about. Maybe I have to clean my shoes also. I thought about that. It is on the agenda. Not very high up on the agenda, but it is on the agenda. So, Mom, are you satisfied with my Banana Republic answer? So now it has become a shorthand. It has become a shorthand for any country whose government is not stable, whose government can be destabilized by foreign intervention. Countries which are reliant on a single export, and so you can have countries which have enormous resources and still stay stable if their government is strong, if their political system is strong. So you have countries like China, Saudi Arabia, which have strong governments. They are resource rich and their governments are strong. So there is political stability. You also have countries like Canada, the United States of America, which have a strong political system. So their governments keep changing, but the political system never changes. So that also breeds political stability. So these countries are doing well. Their people are also quite prosperous. But then you have countries where there are enormous resources, but there is no stable government. There is no stable political system. Those countries are not rich. Their people are also not that prosperous. So the example of resource-rich countries which are not actually rich You can think of DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. You can think of Venezuela. You can think of some Iran. You can think of, so these countries have enormous resources, but they are not as rich as, say, a China or a Saudi Arabia or a US or a Canada. But so a Banana Republic also had lots of resources, bananas, but not no stable form of government. So now in today's context, Banana Republic is used for countries which may have resources, like banana republics had banana, but do not have strong stable governments. I think I have said everything I know about Banana Republic. Okay. Your training in hospital is complete or going on? It is still going on. It will keep going on. It will never stop. So, yeah. My target is to finish it in the next, in this week. Let's see. Yesterday I went to book fair. You've got the spelling of fair wrong, I think. No, you got it right. Yes. FAIR, you're right. Yesterday I went to book fair but could not buy for the book was very costly and I did not like it. See, this is what was my experience throughout my childhood. I would suggest a book and you would say too costly. I even remember the name of the book. Later on I read it many years later. I wanted to buy a book called India After Gandhi by Ramchandra Guha. You did not let me buy it because it was too costly. Later on I read a free version of it. So, probably you were wise. Anything else? So yeah, training in hospital is an ongoing process. Every time I finish one aspect of training, something new crops up, so it will keep going on. But I was given a target of something I need to finish within the first month, and I will try to finish that part by Friday. That there's not much left in that. There was almost 40 different tasks, and I think only about 10 of them are left. So even if I do 2 each day, I'll be able to finish it by Friday. I'm optimistic about that. Let's see. The problem with training is that I can only access it on a computer inside the hospital. Otherwise, I could have finished it over the weekend while I was here. But it was raining so much and the weather was not favorable, so I did not step out. Plus, I was doing a lot of things here as well. The Republicans are getting up in arms against their leader. Frustration is creeping up. I don't think so. So there was something that came up. I think the only reason why the Republicans are protesting, or whatever passes as protest among Republicans, is because Trump is now trying to get Greenland. I don't know how true that is, but that is what is cropping up on my YouTube feed. But see, when you're trying to get Greenland, then you're going into direct conflict with a NATO ally, Denmark, and that people are more comfortable opposing. People generally are not as comfortable opposing actions against Iran or Venezuela, but they are quite comfortable opposing actions against Denmark. I don't know why. In those days, there was a book, Indira, both of us liked, you kept. Yeah, Indira was also a book I wanted to buy, you're right. I don't remember buying it though. I remember saying I like it, I don't remember buying it. You're right about that. I remember Indira. 2 books I remember. There was Indira, I don't know if Indira, so Indira, there was a book by Khushwant Singh and there was a book by Ramchandra Guha about India after Gandhi. So yeah, I am not allowed to do OPD yet, no. My training is complete, I don't have the ID. So once that happens, then I'm in no rush because I just want to observe before I start doing stuff on my own. So, but then I now have access to go anywhere I want inside the hospital. Anywhere I'm allowed to go, I'm allowed to go there. Obviously, there might be areas of the hospital which a person of my um, pay grade will not be allowed to enter. I don't want to enter those places also. But everywhere that a person of my position, in terms of my employed position, can go to, I have access to those places, and I have been told I can go to all those places and observe what is happening. And pretty soon, I think I will be given responsibilities. I'm quite excited about that. I hope I did not miss any questions. I'll just check. I don't understand Mouchak reference time বুঝতে পারিনি. Is it about marriage? If it is about marriage, then no comments. Anything else? রাজনাথ জি কিছু বলছে না আজকে. No, I didn't buy, but we kept our desire within us. Ah, yes, true. I think it was Priyadarshini. I think the book was called Priyadarshini. I'm not sure. বইয়ের নামটা মনে নেই আমার. But yes, I remember that. I remember liking the book. It's okay. Maybe we can buy it now if it's still there. So this book fair reminds me of why Jeff Bezos started Amazon by selling books. So this is একটু ছোট ইতিহাস. অ্যামাজন এখন আমরা কী ভাবি? অ্যামাজন এখন এসে ডিজিটাল স্টোর, সব কিছু আমরা কিনতে পারি. So only in Indira. Okay, so let's ask this question. If you know the answer, type in the comments. Do you know why Amazon started as an বলো আর কোয়েশ্চেনটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ? কোয়েশ্চেনটা, do you know why Amazon started as an online bookstore? So when Jeff Bezos started Amazon.com, the only item you could buy on Amazon were books. Even Flipkart started like that. The only thing you could buy were books. Why did Flipkart and Amazon, let's talk about Amazon only. Flipkart tried to replicate what Amazon had already done. But why did Amazon for many years sell only books? Why did they start with books? Why did they not start with any other item? Why did they choose books? Yeah, I know. That was interesting. I'll talk about that. So while you figure out the answer, let's talk about the quiz program. So there was a quiz program. I was there. One of my seniors, Shamik Ray, he was there. We participated. We won. Now, till winning, it was fine. Okay, after winning, we have this instinct that now that we have won, we should go and get felicitated or get presented with the award in the assembly. So what we did is we carried the what is it called? The prize. I forget the word for it. So we had the trophy. Yes. So we carried the trophy to the school, and I met Mr. Ambrose, senior school supervisor, and I said, "Sir, we went to this quiz. We won. This is the trophy. We would like it to be presented to us during the morning assembly." So then he asked, "Who authorized you to represent the school?" There is no congratulations. There is no well done. He is like, "How who gave you the authorization to represent the school? You winning or not winning is a secondary issue. And I said that, sir, we had to talk to this person. I mentioned the name of a person. He said, okay, he is not the authority. You should have come to me or the principal. We would have had a preliminary round inside the school to decide who gets to represent the school, and then you could have gone, and but you went without our permission. So he kept the trophy, but he did not announce it in the assembly. So don't keep the trophy. Let me keep the trophy. That is my only problem. Many months later, we won the Born Vita quiz contest, where I was officially representing the school. And the irony is, after winning the Born Vita quiz contest, there were no preliminary rounds in the school till I passed from the school, till I completed my course. In every school quiz, I was automatically chosen as the representative. And I think I participated in about 10 quizzes where I represented my school, 10, and I won 9 of them. In the 10th one, I came second, which was the last quiz contest I participated in. So 9 out of 10 quizzes I was first, the 10th quiz I was second. So that what I was triggered by that story. Educated quality customer, no, that is not the reason. That is not the trophy. Yeah, trophy is the word. So it was and it was a rolling trophy. So you had to return it to the book fair, and I was so scared. The school has kept the trophy. If they don't give it to us, I collected it from the book fair. What happens to me? I was quite scared about that. But obviously, a lot of things happened after that. I won the All Asia Born Vita quiz contest, and I became a sort of a popular name in the school, and people in positions of authority would treat me very nicely after that. So it's all quite connected. Yeah, so let me answer the Amazon question. This is what Jeff Bezos has said. Books are one item that can never be available in a single store. So no matter how big the store is, physical store, no matter how big a physical store is, you cannot have every single book that has ever been published. Okay, so by making it an online bookstore, you can solve that problem. So suppose I have had this thing with me. I went to a bookstore in Kolkata, in South City Mall, and I was looking for a book by Fidel Castro or a book on Fidel Castro. It was not available there. They looked up on their computer, it was not there. Same book, if I ordered on Amazon, they would go through the databases of all the stores that they are available to them in different parts of the world maybe, and they would then somehow ship it to my address. If it's available locally, it would reach me quickly. If they have to get it from a different country, it would cost more and take more time. So that is why they chose books, because no single store can have all the books. But online you can solve that problem. Oh, so you did not know the book fair story? Okay. Yeah. তো জিতে যাওয়ার পরে প্রবলেমটা ওটাই হচ্ছে, জিতে যাওয়ার পরে চুপচাপ ঘরে বসে থাকলে কোনো অসুবিধা হতো না। জিতে যাওয়ার পরে উই হ্যাড দ্য ডিজায়ার টু সেলিব্রেট ইন স্কুল। স্কুলে না গেলেই হতো। এখন মানে ভাবলে সেটাই মাথায় আসে, স্কুলে যাওয়াটাই ভুল ছিল। স্কুলে গিয়ে বাস কি আমার তো মিস্টার অ্যামব্রোজ ওয়াজ ভেরি স্ক্যারি। Maybe he's not scary now. I don't know how he's doing now. I hope he's alive. Anyway, but at that time, Mr. Ambrose, he was the scariest person ever. Scariest. I still think about him. I feel my knees shaking. So, very scared of him, Mr. Ambrose. And he was like, who gave you the authority? Did you ask anyone? Did you get anyone's permission? You just represented the school. You are not allowed to do that. Which is, he's right. He's completely right in that way. In his position, I would have said the same thing. But maybe I would have congratulated also. Maybe I would have forgiven. Ultimately, what did I do? I won a quiz contest. I didn't kill anyone. So, are you happy with the Amazon answer? Any questions about the Amazon story? Happy? So yeah. So thank you for mentioning the quiz contest. So I was able to narrate a story from my childhood, which my mother did not know. Surprising. Happy with the Amazon story, yeah. Totally. That is the genius of Jeff Bezos, which the Bansals tried to replicate with Flipkart. Flipkart also, in the Indian context, যখন আমরা ফ্লিপকার্টের প্রথম নাম শুনেছিলাম বইয়ের জন্য ছিলাম, রৌনক তো সব বই ফ্লিপকার্ট থেকে কিনতো, বিকজ খুব কম দামে পাওয়া যেত। অ্যান্ড দাম কম করার সুবিধাটা হচ্ছে ইউ ডোন্ট হ্যাভ টু মেনটেন আ স্টোর। if you have a physical store, তার ইলেকট্রিসিটি কস্ট, সেই স্টোরে যে এমপ্লয়ি তাদের স্যালারি। ইন হ্যাভিং অ্যান অনলাইন স্টোর ইউ জাস্ট হ্যাভ আ ওয়্যার হাউস, গোডাউন। তো গোডাউন থেকে কেউ বইটা কালেক্ট করছে। দ্যাট অলসো হ্যাজ কস্ট, I'm sure, but not as much as having a very fancy bookstore in a fancy location. So that is why books were available at a much cheaper price on Flipkart or on Amazon, and that is why physical bookstores could no longer compete with them. So now physical bookstores very rare. You don't really see them. I've even heard about people going to physical bookstores, liking something, and then ordering it on Amazon or Flipkart, which is not good. I don't support it, but people have done that. Because if it is available for 500 rupees in physical bookstore, it might be available for 400 rupees on Amazon. So they could save 100 rupees and get it delivered to the doorstep. So that is the business model. Okay, I don't know why I started. Okay, so you asked about how did we get to Amazon? I don't know how I got to Amazon. Why did I start talking about Amazon? I don't know how we reached Amazon. Maybe we were talking about books and then Amazon happened. Yeah. Joby. Any further questions? I still have a lot of time. I think it is 6:20 here. So I still have enough time. Baba knew about the book fair story, I think. Book fair quiz fiasco. But then, to be honest, it is always better to win. Even if these things happen, it's always better to win. I have participated in quiz contests where I have come last. So it's never enjoyable to come last. And I've won my fair share of quiz contests also. But yeah, I would rather win and get criticized than come last and not get criticized. It's worth, even the criticism is worth it if you win. Yeah, we were talking about books, so I reached Amazon. So yeah, so Amazon led to the demise of bookstores, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. Why book fairs, I don't think book fairs they're sort of, it's fun for going and growing up. Book fairs were the one event where you could have access to books that were otherwise not available in Asansol. So book fairs were an event we always used to look forward to. But with the advent of Amazon and Flipkart, book fairs did not have the same attraction for me, because now I had access to all those books online. And even after going to Kolkata, I had access to many more books in physical bookstores. But really, Amazon and Flipkart, they gave me access to every book I wanted to buy. If I thought of a book or heard of a book, I would look it up on Amazon or Flipkart. Mostly Amazon. I've stopped using Flipkart. I've stopped using Amazon also now, but till I was in India, I would only use Amazon. And I would just order on Amazon. I remember going through a Dostoevsky phase. So the moment I would reach the end of one Dostoevsky book, I would order the next one on Amazon. So that could not be possible when I was in school. In school, I would have to wait till the book fair would arrive, go to the book fair, find a stall where Dostoevsky books are available, then beg my mother to buy them for me, and then hopefully she would buy enough to last me 1 year, and then wait for the next book fair. So that factor was completely eliminated with the availability of books on Amazon and Flipkart. That is why we went to Amazon and Flipkart. A trophy returned, I don't remember the story, but the trophy definitely was returned. The trophy was returned. I think the school told somebody to return the trophy, and that was returned. I think I went and told them that this is a rolling trophy. You can't really keep it for the rest of eternity. So then it was returned. I was quite scary actually. That was a scary moment. Yeah. So you have Amazon to blame for that. Book fairs have lost the charm. I went to Kolkata Book Fair, and I've only been there once. I used to remember when we were in school, Kolkata Book Fair was like Michael Jackson coming to India. It was a huge thing. So I know mom has gone to Kolkata Book Fair back when it was organized in Maidan. I went to Kolkata Book Fair when it was organized opposite Science City. I think Milan Mela. And I have only been to Kolkata Book Fair once. I spent 11 years in Kolkata, 11 years in succession in Kolkata. And I went to the Kolkata Book Fair only once. The first day I entered, I realized this is not about books. Everything else was going on there. Books were there, obviously, but it was not about books. It was about dancing, singing, painting, food, not about books. But again, in today's day and age, if you really love reading books, you don't really need to go to book fairs. As an author, you might be going there, but if you're just a reader, then you can order whatever book you want to read online, and that has had its effect on physical bookstores, physical book fairs. হ্যাঁ, তো ফটো তো লাগবেই। ফটো লাগবে, পাসপোর্ট অ্যাপ্লাই করার জন্য কী কী লাগবে পবনজিকে জিজ্ঞেস করে নেবে, পবনজি বুঝিয়ে দেবে, পোস্ট অফিসে গিয়ে হয়ে যাবে, কোনো অসুবিধা হবে না। Next to book fair is food fair, and the public fair is in খাদ্য মেলা। গপ গপ করে সবাই খাচ্ছে। We didn't get a chance. Yeah, it is impossible to complete whole of Kolkata book fair. পাসপোর্ট অ্যাপ্লাই করার জন্য রাজনাথজি আপনি পবনকে জিজ্ঞেস করুন, পবন সিংকে। পবন সিং দায়িত্ব নিয়েছে, সব বুঝিয়ে দেবে। না হলে বাবাকে জিজ্ঞেস করুন, বাবাও বুঝিয়ে দেবে। পাসপোর্ট অ্যাপ্লাই করার জন্য আমার ধারণা আধার কার্ড ছাড়া খুব বেশি কিছু লাগার কথা নয়। আধার কার্ড থাকলেই হয়ে যাবে, কিন্তু তারা সেটা পোস্ট অফিস লোকজন জানে না। পোস্ট অফিস লোকজন হাজারটা জিনিস চাইবে। তো এই হলো ব্যাপার। আর বলো, আর বলো। বুক ফেয়ার থেকে অ্যামাজন করে বুক ফেয়ারের কুইজ অনেক গল্প হয়ে গেল। Hello. You like this? This is not good. This is a fun stuff. Oh my god. I have 4 eyes now, literally. I'm just playing. Oh god, This is bad. There's a party going on here. Party. Jayok. Sorry, I am taking sufficient water for drinking, and here the tap water is fit for drinking, so জল নিয়ে কোনো প্রবলেম হয় না. Today is raining. বাইরে তো পুরো অন্ধকার, বৃষ্টির আওয়াজ পাচ্ছি না আমি, তবে খুব ঝড় দিচ্ছিল. এখন নেই, ঠিক আছে. এখন আর বলো, তো রাজনাথ জি পাসপোর্ট নিয়ে একটু হেল্প করে দিও বাবা. রাজনাথ জির পাসপোর্ট হয়ে গেলে খুব ভালো হয়. গেটিং ব্যাক টু রায় কোন রায়? অভিষেক রায়. Okay, you're talking about Abhishek Rai. I haven't heard anything about Agantuk, his last. So see, the books, the films that I had already seen, I think when I was in college, আমি যখন কলেজে ছিলাম SSKM-এ, তখন আমি সত্যজিৎ রায় সিনেমা প্রায় প্রত্যেক সপ্তাহে দেখতাম. আর সেই সময় ইন্টারনেট ওয়াজ নট চিপ. এটা আরেকটা জিনিস হয়েছে 2016-এর পরে, জিও আসার পরে ইন্টারনেট চিপ হয়ে যাওয়ার পরে আমি আর তুমি এখন ইউটিউবের লাইভ স্ট্রিমে কথা বলছি. ভাবাই যায় না লাইভ স্ট্রিম, ইউটিউবের লাইভ স্ট্রিমে কথা বলবে. তো আই এম ইউজিং ইন্টারনেট, ইউ আর ইউজিং ইন্টারনেট, আমাদের কারোরই গায়ে লাগছে না. অ্যাট দ্যাট টাইম my father would know, I would be found in cyber cafes spending 10 rupees, 20 rupees for 1 hour, 2 hours of internet. এখন ইন্টারনেট করা, it's in your pocket. You can do everything you want. So why am I talking about this? Because কলেজে থাকাকালীন MBBS এর সময় ইন্টারনেট was not cheap. এক মাসের প্ল্যান, তার মধ্যে হয়তো একটা কি দুটো সিনেমাই ডাউনলোড করা যায়. তো আমি সত্যজিৎ রায় সিনেমা ডাউনলোড করে দেখতাম. অ্যান্ড ইউ হ্যাভ টু ডাউনলোড, অবভিয়াসলি তখন দ্য পাইরেসি রুলস ওয়ার নট অ্যাজ স্ট্রিক্ট, বাট you had to download the right copy. You would not want to download something over 10 hours and then have a very bad copy, and which was quite frequent. People get scammed. That is why piracy is bad. It is bad for the makers. Second, it is bad for the users. So এখন তো অনেক কিছুই, এখন it is available on YouTube, so things are easier now. So back then I would watch maybe one movie in a week. So I was able to watch, I think, 17 movies back then. Agantuk was one of them. I had watched on TV, I think, because I'd already watched it way back. I don't think I made a recent video about it. The recent videos are about movies I watched recently. Like Ashwini Sanket, probably I watched recently. I made a video about that. Teen Konna I watched recently. I made a video about that. Kanchenjunga I watched recently. I made a video about that. Now, if you want me to talk about Agantuk is his last film, and you sense it that সত্যজিৎ রায় নিজেও বুঝতে পারছে যে এরপরে আর সিনেমা হয়তো বানাতে পারবে না. So you get a lot of elements of that in that movie. Or maybe we think of it like that because we know it was his last movie. Agantuk is probably Satyajit Ray's most philosophical movie, where he talks about his life view, his view of life, his curiosity, his unanswered questions. All of them have been uttered through the played by উৎপল দত্ত. সত্যজিৎ রায় কোনোদিন অস্ট্রেলিয়া যায়নি, উৎপল দত্ত কোনোদিন অস্ট্রেলিয়া যায়নি, ওদিকটা দেখা হয়নি. সত্যজিৎ রায় বিভিন্ন দেশ ঘুরেছেন. সব দেশ সম্বন্ধে তার যা উপলব্ধি, যে আমেরিকা এত সাকসেসফুল কান্ট্রি, কিন্তু তাও কেন নিউ ইয়র্কের রাস্তায় হোমলেস লোকজন দেখতে পাওয়া যায়. তো সত্যজিৎ রায় নিজে যারা দেখেছেন, তার নিজের অভিজ্ঞতা আমার মনে হয় উৎপল দত্তের মাধ্যমে প্রকট হয়েছে আগন্তুকে. Very nice movie. It talks about how a person can be accepted worldwide and not be accepted by his own family. And I can relate to that a lot now after having moved so far away from my home. So Aguntuk is a phenomenal movie, phenomenal. রাজনাথকে একটু হেল্প করে দিও। 60 রুপিসও দিয়েছি সাইবার ক্যাফে টিউশন ফাঁকি দিয়ে। হ্যাঁ ওটাই, বাবা তো ভালো করে জানবে এটা। আমার ম্যাথসের নাম্বার ওই জন্যই ভালো হতো না। এখনও ডিফারেন্সিয়াল ক্যালকুলাস আর ইন্টিগ্রাল ক্যালকুলাস ভালো করে জানি না। না না না, আগন্তুকে সৌমিত্র পাগলের ভূমিকা করেনি। প্রথম কথা, পাগল বলাটা ঠিক না, দ্যাট ইস আ রং টার্ম। আর যেই সিনেমার কথা তুমি ভাবছো সেটা হচ্ছে শাখা প্রশাখা। দ্যাট ওয়াজ দ্য সেকেন্ড লাস্ট মুভি, শাখা প্রশাখা। আগন্তুকে সৌমিত্র ওয়াজ নট দেয়ার। আগন্তুকে উৎপল দত্ত, মমতা শঙ্কর আর দীপঙ্কর মোস্ট প্রবাবলি। শিক্ষা প্রশাখা হয়ে গেছে, ইট ইজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি শাখা প্রশাখা, ব্রাঞ্চ। শাখা প্রশাখা আই থিঙ্ক ইজ দ্য মোস্ট autobiographical Satyajit Ray film, because he talks about being a very highly, he talks about a character who is highly respected, maybe not that rich but highly respected, very respected in his fraternity, known for his integrity, and all of his sons are making a lot of money, are leading a quote unquote successful life, but they have compromised with their integrity. And he can't accept that, this main character in Shakha Proshakha, which may be true for Satyajit Ray also. I'm not saying literally true in every way, but Satyajit Ray may have been thinking about his legacy, and maybe that was reflected in the movie he made, Shakha Proshakha. Shakha Proshakha. This is like he had a big joint family. So like a big tree has many branches, and all of the branches can give rise to other trees, like a banyan tree. That is the image or the motif that has been used as the title of the film, Shakha Proshakha, branches of a tree. Very, very, again, a very nice movie. If you really want me to criticize a Satyajit Ray movie, I think Ghore Baire I did not like. That is a movie which could have been so much better. It started off with a lot of promise, but it fizzles out. Similarly, I would say Chiriyakhana was not as good as many of his other movies, but still it is not as bad as Ghore Baire. Ghore Baire I really feel was bungled up in some ways. And after Ghore Baire there was a long hiatus. He did not make a movie for many years. For 5 years he did not make a movie. Then Shakha Proshakha comes out, and then Aguntuk. Shakha Proshakha is good, Aguntuk is even better. Okay, I think আজকে আমরা এই অবধি রাখি. Let's limit it to this. বাকি কথা কালকে হবে, ঠিক আছে? আর কিছু প্রশ্ন? কিছু প্রশ্ন না থাকলে আমি এবার যাব। বেরোবার আগে একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট কাজ করতে হয়, সেটা করে তারপরে জামা কাপড় পরে ব্যাগ আর ছাতা নিয়ে দরজা লক করে 11 নম্বরের বাস ধরে চলে যাব। এখান থেকে হসপিটাল যেতে গেলে যে বাসটা যায় সেটার নাম্বার হচ্ছে 11 নম্বর বাস, মানে বোঝো তো? In many of his movies I found a very old man and a song in gramophone. Why? Yeah, so old man, old woman, strong female characters, gramophone, these are all recurring motifs in Satyajit Ray movies. I believe these are, in my mind, or even powerful child characters. These are all recurrent themes in Satyajit Ray movies. So I feel that in most movies these are elements that are neglected. You usually do not have a powerful character in who has who is advanced in his or her age. You don't. They are usually peripheral characters. They are not the central characters. Same with women. Same with children. So that was maybe him going against the grain. He trying to tell the world that you can give powerful acting responsibilities to these people also. And as far as gramophone is concerned, Satyajit Ray was in love with music in all of his movies, except probably Pather Pachali and maybe Jalsaghar. He would compose his own music. And even in movies like Pather Pachali and Jalsaghar, he would get virtuosos, not traditional movie music composers, music directors. He would get virtuosos to compose music for his movies. You know, you had Ravi Shankar in Pather Pachali, Pandit Ravi Shankar in Pather Pachali. You had, I think, Vilayat Khan or Bismillah Khan for Jalsaghar. So these are not traditional music directors. But for all of his other movies, Satyajit Ray himself was the music director. So he and most of his music he composed using a gramophone record. He will just he has talked about it in his interviews that classical music he loved it. So maybe a Chopin or other Western classical music composers had what was known as LPs back then. So he would just play it in the opposite direction, and that music would be new music, and that is what he would use for his movies. So, because he loved music, he loved listening to music on gramophones. That could be a reason why gramophones have prominently featured in his films. And but I've always noticed that how powerful his female characters used to be. Whether it is Charulata, whether it is Mahanagar, whether it is Pather Pachali, Nayok, the female character, even Oradne Dinratri, which is largely about four guys, that has strong female characters too. So his female characters were not just there to fill up the frame or fill up time. They actually had something to say. Even the children, whether it is Chai Baba Ferunat or Sonar Kella or Pather Pachali or even Piku, you know, he would have this nice interplay between a very young person and a very old person, which has been a recurring theme in many of his films, which I found very interesting. Again, I think it is a statement that against other filmmakers who would largely focus on a young man as the main character and follow him around, and he's the one who's doing all the good things and others are just there to support him. He kind of went against that narrative. He would show the flaws in the hero literally in Nayok, but in almost all of his other movies his characters were flawed. You know, there were no perfect characters, there were no superhero characters that everything he would do would go perfectly. Even Feluda, for that matter, he would make mistakes. He would not be all powerful in every situation. You think of the Joy Baba Ferunath scene with Mohanlal, Meghraj and Jatayu. He was powerless at that time. He could not do anything to defend Jatayu in that scene. And you know, that is not conventional filmmaking. The hero is never powerless. But he did that. Yes, Agra number buses, left and right. ব্রেকফাস্ট এখনো হয়নি, হবে, ভবিষ্যতে হবে। তোর ছোটবেলা মামকে বলতিস প্রশ্ন করো এখন তাই হচ্ছে। Yes, 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 yes. Tagore and Shortchandra had very strong females in many of their works. Yeah, that is also true. That is also true. I don't know if any of Satyajit Ray movies were based on any of Sharat Chandra's books. I don't think so. So this is another thing, that almost all of Satyajit Ray movies were adapted from a literary work. He would adapt it. So starting from Pather Pachali, Pather Pachali was obviously by Tarashankar Bandyopadhyay. Um, all of his, you think of any of his famous movies, they are usually adaptations from books. There are only three Satyajit Ray movies which are completely original works, which with original screenplay. Only three. One is Kanchenjunga, the other one is Nayok, and the third one I can't remember. So you should never say three. The third one I can't remember now. Nayok, Kanchenjunga, I'll look it up. You can Google the third one and tell me. Kanchenjunga, Nayok, and one more. All of his other books, whether it is Sunil Gangopadhyay, whether it is Rabindranath Tagore, Charulata Rabindranath Tagore, Sunil Gangopadhyay, Aranya Ratri, Mahanagar, all of these are based on literary works. But three movies were not. Hirok Rajadesh, yes, Hirok Rajadesh. The three movies are not based on uh, adaptations. Hirok Rajadesh is one, Nayok is one, and Kanchenjunga. These are the only three movies he made which were not adaptations. His Hindi movies, Sadgati, Shatranj Ke Khiladi, these are also adaptations from Munshi Premchand's work. So yes, credit does go to the writers of those works also. His heroes were normal people. Even when he showed the life of a movie star, he showed that he is also normal. So yes. Okay, we have exceeded the time for today's Kapurush Mahapurush. Yes. Kapurush Mahapurush is not based on any, yeah, probably. But then Hirok Rajadesh is also original. I think then there are four movies. I don't think Hirok Rajadesh is, probably Hirok Rajadesh is not original. Maybe Hirok Rajadesh, Gopikan Bhagavan was Upendra Kishore, so maybe that way. Yeah. Okay. Kapurush Mahapurush, you're right. Kapurush Mahapurush is original. ঠিক আছে, এবার টাটা, আবার কালকে দেখা হবে। 1 ঘন্টা পেরিয়ে গেছে। ধন্যবাদ এতক্ষণ লাইভ থাকার জন্য। আবার কালকে we will try 5:30. I think is a better time than 6. So we will try 5:30. My time 5:30. For you it will be 11. We will try 11 a.m. tomorrow. Bye bye. Try to be free then. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.